What's going on, guys? Hey, how are you? Rock NASCAR and Vols, the first to be out there in chat. Guys, how you doing? Good to see you. Start of a brand new week. It's the NNR Truck Series live from Michigan International Speedway. It's going to be one hell of a race. Can't wait to get this whole thing started. From here on out, actually from last night on out, guys, I will be on and live just about every single night of the week for like the next 4 weeks. It's going to be, man, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. All different kinds of racing, Xbox, iRacing, whatever it is, all related to NNR. Turn Down for What? And Shadows Racing League is restarting this Sunday afternoon. You're not going to want to miss it. In the meantime, got the one and only Expert Racing, one of the hosts of the Expert Racing podcast. Of course, you got Vols out there. That's his other half for that endeavor. Expert, Michigan International Speedway, about 15 guys going to be out here on track. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Can't wait for the action today. It's going to be a wild one. The last time me and you covered Michigan, we saw guys going 3-4 wide in the cup cars. Imagine the trucks here. It's going to be a wild one, and these guys here at NNR never fail to put on a good show.
No, they don't. And let me see. I'm getting over. There you are again. I don't know why. There we go. Send invite to game. All right, you should have your invite, and we should be getting ready to go. Looking at the great Fanatec equipment that the Pro League drivers got for Season 2 of the Pro League. Guys and gals, we're still up in the air as far as what's going on with the new game, any kind of release information, whether it's going to work on the Xbox, the older version that we've all got, or the Xbox Series X. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But man, it's going to be it's going to be. I'm hoping that the new game is just because they're taking so long in getting it done, that it's going to be a phenomenal addition, and yeah, going to be interesting to see what it's like. We're going to go through the field as always. Looks like it's going to be the 99 of Shadalac driving that Carolina Nut forward F-150 to the pole. Spoiled Milk making his NNR debut to his outside. Not a bad way to start whatsoever. Got the 26 of Matt Aroundlet, better known as Yeti from the eSpark series. You got 38 of NNR Bowling, this series' most dominant driver, 10 wins on the season, and showing no signs of letting up whatsoever. Then we got the 88 of TGMB's, hashtag JPA Militia. Then we got the 16 of Classic Stu, a guy that never surprises to be inside the top 5 when push comes to shove and the laps are counted. NNR Chevy rocking that number 3. Chevy's been doing great work. Has had a whole lot of speed over on the iRacing side. Same as right here. 98 of Pop Bear won Daytona in another league here recently. 13 of Garrett with the 24 of Krabby Soup. He's forever fast and always finds a way to get into the top 5 as well. There's a 19 of Cowboy. Man is fast everywhere. There we got the 4 truck of I Am Iron Man. And we're back up front. So, Expert, Carolina Nut Hair Club in the 20 on the front row, getting into that restart zone. Take us green.
And here we go, side by side, going green flag here at Michigan. The 99 of Shadow's going to pull ahead and be able to clear that front row. And he's going to try to take him even and get a good arc down into turn 1. Still a bunch of guys side by side as we dive in here. A lot of guys trying to get down to the bottom and try to get that high side momentum right here as we exit off the corner down the back stretch. Single file for as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, single file just about all the way back. 26 though, 26 rather. He's going to try to dive on down to the inside underneath the 99, and it doesn't look like Shad is going to have enough speed and enough momentum built up on the high side to mount any kind of a charge back. It's going to be the 26 to lead this lap.
Definitely, and this is something that you can see all race tonight. The lead changes are going to be coming aplenty here tonight as the 88 is already making his presence known here on the bottom. The rest of the pack has caught up. The 20 nearly going 3 wide with him, and NNR Bowling off the exit, still 2 wide down the back straightaway, and the 26 has a hornet's nest behind him of guys hungry to get up front.
Yeah, the guys behind that 26, they look like a flock of geese going down the backstretch in V formation. Everybody, as you said, behind that 88 of TGMB, 16 of Classic Stu, underneath the 38 holding a line, trying to do a little bit of side drafting. Got the 99 of Shad right there in tow. One more lap, all in the green. These guys doing a phenomenal job.
Definitely, and right now all that 26 wants to see is these guys battling behind them. Even though it's early, a little bit of a gap, and escaping into that clean air can mean everything for a guy out front in terms of strategy, or possibly just trying to pull away. These guys trying to get back up to the lead, if they keep battling, that's not going to help them.
No, it's not going to help them. The only thing that will help them, though, is if they do get lined up, they will catch that leader. He's starting to get a little bit of a gap, but you see Beast slowly but surely starting to reel him back in. It's gone from just about a 2-truck length distance to just about a truck, maybe truck and a half. Beast now all over that back tailgate.
Definitely, you know Beast is going to put the pressure on him right now. A guy sitting in the catbird seat looking to exploit any mistake by those top two right here is Spoiled Milk right there in the 20, sitting right here. He's looking to probably try to push one of these guys. He's going to get right behind the 26 here on the back straightaway, give him a push in the corner, and now he's waiting for these guys to slide up, seeing where the hole is going to form, see if he can build up enough of a run. We might go 3 wide here for the lead pretty soon.
Might that 20 is really trying to get that hair club for men. What is that? Chevy, either up or around or whatever. He's just trying to get into the lead, whatever he can. Say, hey, I'm here to race. I belong here among all you NNR folk. Trying to establish that he can get it done just as strong as the 38 or Shad or the 88 or the 24 or any other guy that's shown a whole lot of promise all season long. A little bit of lag there out of the 38.
Definitely, and that's one guy that they're going to have to look out for. Like you mentioned, NNR Bowling, 10 wins on the season, and everybody out here is gunning to try to be as dominant as him, try to make their run for the championship known. Right there, TGMB still trying to hold off the 26 for the lead. These battles have been crazy so far, as these guys have swapped the lead many times already in this battle, and now the 26 looking below. Here comes the 20 with a run. Let's see where he goes with it.
I think 20 is going to stick right up with that 88, give the 88 a little bit of a shot. The 88 actually had the lead going into 1 and 2, but got very, very tight coming off the corner, had to check up. Just as at the same time, the 26 of Matterjanet, or Yeti, as he said, call him, he got a little loose. Now, this track and auto club kind of similar. The more they wear down that right rear tire, and the more they empty their gas tank, the looser and looser these trucks get coming off of turn 2 and coming off of turn 4. It gets to the point where the front end starts facing in the direction you don't want it, and that's towards that inside wall when that truck breaks loose and you've got no way to correct it.
Definitely, and you're looking at all these guys that are combating these type of issues already, as we're nearly 3 wide for second, but the 38 is going to give a push to the 88. Something that these guys and the viewers right now want to look out for is that this is just the initial run. These guys are on the base preset that they chose. They have not had the chance to make any adjustments yet to try to counter that, or possibly make their car better in a certain part of the run, if not all parts of the run. So right now, you're just seeing these guys in the base packages right now of what they came to the track with. When it comes to these first initial round of pit stops, we can probably try to clearly see at that point who will be our guys that we're looking out for to possibly win this race.
Yeah, a little bit of lag, a little bit further in the back. 38's kind of lagging kind of bad, which is pretty rare. You normally don't see him lag, but he definitely gave a little bit of a donkey kick to a couple of guys a little bit further back, and that's allowed the 26 to really gain another truck or so length distance back to P number 2, and a little bit further back to the 88. Back to the 38 rather. And of course the 99's back there as well, battling with the 16 of Classic Stu.
Definitely, and off the corner, like you just saw right there, the 88 scraped the wall a little bit. These guys will try to sling the truck a little bit higher off of exit, so they don't hit that seam to where they get loose. But that could be one problem you're faced with right there. You sling that truck up a little too high, you get turn a little less than you anticipate, and then you go straight into that outside wall. So that could be something. The balancing act for these guys, once they get into the part to where these trucks wear and get loose off the corner, it's going to be a balancing act for these guys on what they can and cannot do.
You're 100% right. It looks like one guy figures he's got to get in to make sure that he can do, and that's go the rest of the distance here in stage number 1. Got just about 9 laps to go this time by I think I just saw the 13 of Garrett take his truck down pit road to grab either right sides and just a splash, or who knows, maybe he'll try something at the start of stage number 2. But stage 1 is already just about in the books as one of our onboards comes across the start stripe, riding along right now with Cowboy. As I said, 9 laps remaining here in stage 1, and he's got the 38 of Bowling to his outside.
Definitely these guys tearing it up right now, especially in the top 5. These guys battling for every position. And when it comes to pit strategy, whether it's in stage between stages or in green flag pit stops, the position that you're in definitely matters at that point of when you're going in. That could be a deciding factor on restarts and stuff. And especially if you get stuck on the outside where there's usually not that momentum, you'll get trapped up there and lose a good few positions. And then at that point, you're going to have to use up your stuff working back to the front.
Yeah, it looks like the 4 of Iron, I Am Iron Man, and one other also just went on down pit road.
Trucks around 16 and 88.
Yep, see the 88 there, and so far, it doesn't look like caution has come out as of yet, but nope, there it is. And just as I said that, I mentioned that we're riding along two of our in-cars this week, the 19 of Cowboy as well as the 3 of Chevy. And there is also one more, the 99 of Cadillac, now known as SS Motorsports on Twitch. The 19 actually looped it around coming off of turn 2. He hit that braking point where he could no longer correct the truck. This caution could not have fell in a better time for him, and now we'll go on in, tighten that truck up, I would imagine, and try to find a new balance for the long run. Caution number 1, not including his stage caution so far for these truckers tonight.
Definitely, and this is a very interesting track. Like you mentioned, these guys are going to have to navigate this and try to use it for the best their advantage. There's really not a place where there's not that much banking. I guess the best place you can consider it is on the backstretch. There's only 5 degrees back there, but other than that, and multiple trucks around, that be the 13 of Garrett making contact with several guys in the back, being I believe the 99 of Cadillac and several other guys. I believe a caution is out now, but not sure what happened there, but multiple trucks involved.
Yeah, caution number 2. I'm guessing there might be a little bit of lag in the room because for them to have a caution right at the get-go with a whole bunch of guys that are very familiar with each other, they've been racing with each other all season long. We've seen some casual lag out of the 38. Not exactly sure what's going on. But I mentioned that the 4 had gone down pit road just before that caution came out, and he was actually your leader as they took the green that time. Once they come back around, I'll go ahead and grab a lap count, see if we're going to go right to stage 2. I don't know if it was, but I have a feeling it's probably going to be. Let's take a look here. We'll keep up with the 19 and others, see where we sit. But yeah, setting them up green one more time. Let's go, expert.
And here we go. Once again, these guys are going to hit that stripe here as we get going green once again. They're going to dive it down into turn 1. Iron Man still holding the 26 to his outside, still side by side as these guys battle it here into turn 1, 2 by 2 for the first 2 rows.
Yeah, 2 laps still, 2 laps to go. Right now, the 4 of Iron, I Am Iron Man, another hashtag JPaw Militia member out here right along with the 88 of Beast. He's got the 20 right in tow, but he's got the whole field in tow. 26 searching hard to the outside. There's the 19 of Cowboy, the 3 is Chevy, and others. Can the Iron Man hold the rest of this group off? They are 2 and 3 wide coming off of 4.
Definitely, and Iron Man still trying to hold him off as we hit white flag here in the stage. 26, still 2 is outside, 3 wide behind him. Guys sliding everywhere, trying to see if they can fit their nose in, trying to see if they can get any bit of position. They're going to fan out down the back straightaway. 26 and 4 still battling it out. Who's going to get the momentum here in 3 and 4? They touch down the back straightaway. 4 still to the inside as they dive it down into 3.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there between the 4 and the 26. That shoved the 26 up just slightly, but these guys are going to have a drag race all the way to the line. Will the help of the 19 help out, or will it be the 26? 4 at the line with the stage win. Congratulations, Iron Man, getting stage number 1 tucked into your pocket for tonight's race live from Michigan. Guys, thank you very much for everybody for coming out, hanging out, chatting up. Cape, good to see you. Bama, Mama Vols, how are you? Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We were talking about NNRleague.com, the fastest website out there. Let's go ahead and take a look, and we'll be right back.
Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat preset league on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to NNRleague.com, scroll down to the Zazzle tab, and see what we have to offer. From t-shirts to hoodies to clocks, we have everything you need to show your support. Thanks for being the best fans, and we hope to see you at the track repping that NNR red.
All right, guys, coming right back at you. It's going to be the 26, the 4, the 19, and the 20 the 20 rather, of Spoiled Milk going to be your top 4. Here comes the 38 of Bowling, the 99 of SS Motorsports or Shadowlac. Let's actually see if he changed his gamer tag as well. I don't believe he had, but no, okay, no, he's still Shadowlac on here. He's just SS Motorsports on his Twitch channel. Make sure you go on over, give him a like, give him a follow. The man has been bad fast over on the iRacing side. Last Monday, we ran the NNR Fun Run at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and he won that. Last night, we were at Auto Club, and he won that as well. So, going to want to keep an eye on Shadowlac or SS Motorsports all throughout the iRacing series, and make sure that, you give him a follow. He absolutely deserves it. Expert, we've got a hornet's nest, as you mentioned earlier, as my buddy HD Motorsports used to say all the time, going down that backstretch, heading into 3 and 4.
Definitely, these guys all competing up here for a win. We've seen speed out of multiple guys at Spoiled Milk. Now in that 20, tries to push that 4 to the inside of the 26. Now he has help from the 38 of Bowling. This has pretty much become a glorified tongue twister there. Glorified plate track for these guys, as these guys are just pushing, taking runs. This looks like a plate race at Dega or Daytona at this moment, with how these guys have been giving runs to each other. And now 3 wide here for the lead as Bowling splits the 20 and the 4 here as we dive down into turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, Bowling in that Crossley machine. We mentioned a few weeks back that he hadn't won in any other paint scheme besides this one. Right now, he's got that 38 Ford up in the clean air. All kinds of traffic behind him. You see the 19 there. You see the 20. You see the 26 and other company. Vols out there in chat, he just mentioned something about a towel. During that commercial clip, it's not on there yet. I've got to find somebody that can maybe build a new commercial for me. But go on over to NNRleague.com, and under the Zazzle tab, you'll see a whole new set of merchandise. There's koozies there. There's towels there. There's all kinds of new merchandise talking about NNR's new endeavor into the realm of iRacing. And I mentioned that a couple times. That logo on the right-hand side underneath my camera is for Vols. He is going to be the primary broadcaster for that series on his Twitch channel. It's just I'm drawing a blank right now. VolsFan88, there we go. So yeah, twitch.tv/VolsFan88. You're going to want to go ahead and give him a big old follow. He will have all of NNR's iRacing content starting up very soon. As soon as he gets back from the country of South Korea over with the Army, he's already ordered the computer, the monitors, the whole nine. He will be up and ready to go. And thank you, Vols. He's gotten the permission of Max Speed TV to broadcast on their Facebook channel. So you're going to be able to watch him on Twitch. You'll be able to watch him on YouTube. You'll be able to watch him on Facebook. Vols will be a voice all around most major social media platforms. You're not going to want to miss it. And he's going to have the one and only Rick James in the booth. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Definitely. Those two great guys right there, Volsfan and Rick James, amazing talents when it comes to the commentary booth as well as the track. Those guys are going to put on one hell of a show when NNR moves to iRacing.
Absolutely. Looks like we got another caution out. Didn't catch exactly what happened. I did find the 26 of Matterhorn or Yeti up in the wall right around the middle of the front stretch, and he's got Garrett as well as the 19 Cowboy right there with him. So these guys have about 20 seconds to figure out exactly what they're going to do with any pit changes. But expert, this is kind of very odd for NNR to have this many cautions. Usually they go caution free.
Definitely, and it's probably due to the track. Michigan is known as a place where guys tend to be more aggressive, even the more conservative guys. The opportunities, the door of opportunity opens up so much at this track to make certain moves that some guys get tricked, and it's a tricky situation because as quick as the door can open here, it can slam shut just as quick. So it's all about timing here at this track, and of course we've seen lag become an issue as well. So it could be a whole group of things that are causing these cautions for these guys. Definitely, I would not say the skill of the drivers, as we've seen all season. These guys are some of the top guys here in NNR, and we've praised so much about the NNR development system, and it's true as we say that this is probably the best system that we've seen. So right now, I just think it's more of the lag as well as the opportunities that you really don't see at many other tracks that you get to see here at Michigan. So just expect these guys to learn through stage 1 and 2 and expect a pretty clean stage 3.
Yeah, we have definitely touched on the developmental system that NNR has, but even Stout Whiskey would tell you there's guys in the Truck Series that deserve to drive in the Cup Series. There's guys in Xfinity that could easily drive up into the Cup Series as well. There's absolutely stars in each and every one of the 3 series that NNR has that can easily put on the big show with the big boys on Thursday nights at 8:30 Eastern when the Cup guys go live. And Michigan is right where we're going to catch those guys right after tomorrow night when the Xfinity guys take to Michigan. It's going to be a lot of fun then as well. Just as much fun as they are right now. 3 wide for the lead. Now 3 wide for P3. They're 3 wide. It just keeps cycling back. The 99 lost a little bit of time after smacking the wall coming out of 2. There's 4 nose to tail on the bottom line. 3 nose to tail, now 2 nose to tail on the top. All kinds of momentum built up in these trucks.
Definitely, and cycling momentum here is a big topic that we talked about, how this is pretty much a plate track. One thing that helps these guys contain this momentum is how banked this track how this track is banked all the way around. I touched on it a little bit earlier. The smallest banking that this track has is 5 degrees here on the backstretch. It looks pretty flat, but it's actually banked about 5 degrees, as well as in the corners itself. 18 degrees in both corners, and then of course 12 degrees on the front straightaway. So it says a lot for these guys to be able to carry this momentum in the corners. That's why you can sometimes see that high line work a lot better as those guys moving up there, especially if they get a number of guys or get the run off the corner. These guys can definitely make moves all over this track, and that's what's allowing these guys to be side by side and continue pushing like it is a plate track.
Yeah, absolutely. And believe it or not, that is something over on the iRacing side you do have to adjust for. You mentioned the different banking between the front stretch, the back stretch, and the corners. You do have to adjust the settings on your wheel on iRacing in order to make sure you're not slightly turned to the right when going down the straightaways and going into the corners on Talladega, Daytona, and the iRacing Super Speedway. It will absolutely throw your wheel to the left for you if you don't hold it. You'll hold it pretty firm. There's some guys out there like Coey. He white knuckles his wheel just about the entire race, and you get very much into that. Bowling mentioned a little bit before we went green the physics and the sense of speed that the big difference thereof between iRacing and Heat 5. I mentioned on iRacing, it seems like the track is just a little bit shorter, or maybe you get from turn 3 to turn 1 and turn 1 to turn 2, and turn 4 to turn 1, and turn 2 to turn 3, just a little bit quicker on this game than you do. On iRacing than you do on this game. Here it seems like the track maybe just a little bit elongated. Maybe make the track feel a little bit longer, but it could just be the graphics, the physics, whatever. But big difference between the two platforms.
Definitely, and something I wanted to point out right now, looking on board with the 19, you talked about how the wheel can sling you left. Well, it can do it here as well, as he touched the apron. Heavy damage to that 19 Toyota Tundra here of NNR Cowboy back throughout the field. He has not gone down pit road yet. I'm guessing he's trying to save it for a caution, but with the damage possibly to the radiator or the engine, that could be detrimental if he stays out too long. He's trying his best. He's off the throttle a lot to try to maintain that truck, but not sure how long he can do it for.
Well, here we are, last lap. I was trying to keep up with that 19, and it doesn't look like he's going to have too much to worry about, not going to get lapped or anything else. Vol's out there in chat asking about the 20 getting his first win in his first start. We've seen it a couple times this season, and as he comes across the line, stage 2 belongs to the 20 of Spilt Milk. Good job by him. 38 of Bowling in P number 2. We got Shadowlack in P3, Chevy in P4, Krabby Soup in P5. Let's see, Beast, Iron Man, Classic Stew, Papa Bear, and Garrett to round out your top 10. We're going to move on to old stage number 3. I never actually changed that graphic. Oh, well. So let's go ahead and flip it on over now. That way I don't forget it. In fact, here we go. Stage 2, and now how about stage number 3? And guys, next to that graphic, we still cannot forget the one and only GRM Joker, gone way too soon. He has been up and riding with us in that 97 truck ever since we took the green at Michigan. GRM Joker is still, thought about daily. Rest in peace, brother.
Definitely. As right now, once again, back underway here at Michigan, NNR Bowling on the outside of Spoiled Milk. These guys still 2x2 here, as the 99 on the outside of Shadowlack. These guys still trying to battle it out. Shadowlack looks like he has to run. He's going to be able to push in our Bowling. Bowling might be able to clear here going into 3. He's not going to be able to do it though. Milk still to his inside. Milk doesn't have nearly as much help as the 3 is getting put to the middle now. He's going to get a push from the 19. And like I said, it's all about pushes here at this track, as the 99 all over the back bumper of the 38.
Absolutely all over the back bumper of the 38. He's got to be happy to have a little bit of a shove getting into the corner, but at those additional speeds, that means you got to kind of check up a little bit longer. You've got to try to adjust your line and get right back to where you're comfortable and able to get back on the gas in these very, very wide sweeping corners of Michigan. Vol's out there. Thank you very much for the 24, actually 44 bits now, buddy. Or no, 24. Definitely appreciate it. Vols, there's another 97 bits to commemorate the truck for GRM Joker. Absolutely miss him too, man.
right here, diving down once again to the inside. The 20 matching up with the 38. The 26 coming almost virtually out of nowhere. He's looking to the inside of the 20 now. We're going to be 3 wide here on the backstretch once again. Was for the lead at one point, now for second. The 99 now for third here as the 99 gets to shoot the 38 out to the lead. Now he's going to go to the outside and try to make a challenge for it. Not going to have the momentum though. The 26 now diving it down, and he's going to take over P2 here on the front straightaway.
Absolutely, push that 38 all the way out to the front. He's still riding right in the tracks of that 38, a little bit wider of an angle getting into turns 1 and 2. That's going to allow the 26, the 88, and the 24 to possibly get up and get underneath that 99. 20 just a little bit further back now in that Hair Club for Men Ford F-150. Still that 38 Crossley machine, and he's got the whole field in his rear view. Challenge for P1.
Definitely, and that 26 took that push from the 99. One thing I will say is that 99, he is bad fast, but he's being mainly used as a pusher here as he's getting stuck on that high side. Right now, this 26 trying everything he can to possibly build up a run on his own, but now back to his outside is the 99, the one that pushed that 38 originally out to the lead. And right now, the 26 able to finally clear that 99 off of turn number 2, and it's just looking like a 1v1 up here for the lead as the 26 looks to get to the inside. A little bit of contact there. He's going to lose the momentum, but dives it down here into turns 3 and 4, and he's going to get side by side. You can't fit a piece of paper in there between him and the 38.
Not at all. Shad's going to move back on up to cover the back bumper or the back tailgate of that Crossley Ford F-150. That's going to put the 99 up P2. 26 moved up, tried just maybe a little bit of side draft off the left rear of that 99. Maybe pushed him up track. Maybe Shad couldn't turn in right where he wanted to. That's going to let the 26 and the 20 to get on by. 20 had a great draft off that 38 and tried to duck out at what he thought was the best time. Shad throwing it in just a little bit. Maybe didn't like the way the 26 moved him up track. Now back up behind the 38. Here comes the 20. Here comes the 88 of Beast. Top fives, nose to tail on both sides of the track, higher and lower lanes.
Definitely, and right now how that 99's been able to work that higher lane, I'd say expect him to be a issue for the lead later on as he tries to battle up there, but something happened to the 38, whether he lost momentum or the 26 was able to throw it in, but he just lost the lead and lost all momentum into turns 1 and 2. 26 is the new leader here at Michigan.
Yeah, 26 new leader, 20 down low, 99 in the middle, 38 Crossley Ford up in P number 2. Looks like he's going to be able to take that. The 99 took a little bit of a shot and got relegated back to about P5 or P6. But he's still got a whole lot of momentum, still has that high side speed right behind the 88 of Beast. Beast and them have the 20 as well as the 4 of Iron Man, your stage 1 winner right there with him. There's the 24 of Krabby Soup, so he's got a lot of trucks to help give him that push, maybe get that 99 back up front.
Definitely, and somebody we've seen up and down this field so far and had the lead for a little bit earlier, but hasn't been up there since. It's that 88 of TGMB currently sitting here in third. He could go up there and pose a problem for that 38 or 26 as they try to battle out for the lead. Right now, in my opinion, you have 2 of the best pushers this entire race right behind you, that being the 20 and the 99 all over your back bumper. You got to expect this group to possibly get up there and close in this gap that the top 2 has tried to separate from the main pack with.
I tell you what, this 99 of Shadilak looks hungry. I mean, he is making moves high, he's making moves low. He's trying to push people out to a stronger lead to where then he can try to either dive under to take the lead. I think if he can get some clean air on the hood of that Carolina Nut Ford, he might actually be the first to get some separation from the rest of the field. Looking very strong.
Definitely. The only concern for that 99 right now is the wear on those tires. The amount of laps he's been up on the high side could have possibly messed with the setup in his truck. Not many guys set up their trucks to be able to run that
I think we might have just lost Expert, not 100% sure, but here's 26 of Mataralnit or Yeti, still leading 38 of Bowling, 88 of Beast and other company. There is that 99, there's the 19, and 16, there's the 3 of Chevy. He's trying to push his way on up, see if they can't catch the back end of this draft to pull themselves up into the main pack. 98 of Papa Bear, Daytona winner from another league last night. Another big congrats to Papa Bear. You can also catch his league on Saturday nights, usually about 8 or 8:30 when turned down for what goes live. I believe that they're actually going to be at Talladega or Daytona this coming Saturday. You're not going to want to miss it, but you can definitely see the field kind of strung out. Coming off of turn 4, heading towards the start stripe, and either as Cowboy or Shad or any of those guys cross the line, we'll go ahead and grab another lap count for you. Let's see. Survey says 46 laps remaining in the race. Expert, I think I just heard you back, sir.
Yep, I am back. Discord was trying to play games.
Gotcha. See Cape out there. Still Balls is out there. There's quite a few people out there just kind of hanging out, chatting it up, talking about NNRleague.com, talking about the brand new towels that are on the website with the NNR blue iRacing logo, as well as Vols' Twitch channel. A little bit of a lag there. Not quite sure what happened with the 20. I think he actually just lagged out. 24 of Krabby Soup caught him on the front end and stalled everything that he had going. So Krabby's either going to have to hope for a caution or hope he can make up some time on pit road or coming off of pit road, or maybe the person in front of him will make a mistake and he'll be able to catch that draft again.
Definitely. Right now, these guys have separated, and it's impressive for the leaders. But right now, if I'm the 26, I'm worried right now because the one thing that you don't want to have happen is have to deal with this 38 one-on-one. The 38 going to look to the inside of the 26. This is one thing that has led the 38 to so many victories, is separate the competition. He had so much activity around him when the pack was together. Now it looks like it's more tandems than anything, and he's having to battle this 26 really hard. But it's better to battle him one-on-one than battle a whole pack with a hornet's nest right in your rear view.
Absolutely. 26 trying a little bit of a side draft off the left rear. The 38 of Bowling in that Crossley Ford on the outside, trying to battle back hard, trying to get back in the gas just a little bit before the 26. Now, if I'm Bowling and I'm watching this 26 dive to my inside each and every lap, I'd really be thinking about getting on down, getting on his door, and kind of pinching him on that yellow line. Don't allow him to get back into the throttle to where he can use the entire track to just speed on off into the sunset. These guys are having the same battle that we've seen Bowling and the 99 of Shad have every week. So another major player here at Michigan doing a pretty good job. There's a 19 of Cowboy. Looks like he's on pit road. Not quite sure if he's lagged out. I don't see that truck rocking. Same thing with Iron Man. I wonder if when we saw the 20 lag out, if there might have been a little bit of a spike that caught a few of these drivers.
Definitely. Right now, it looks like, based on Cowboys onboard, that he is out of the race. So that is very unfortunate for that 19. But we still have a huge battle up here for the lead, as these guys, all 4 of them being TGM Beast, Shadowlack, NNR Bowling, and then, of course, the 26 up here of Old Yeti. He's going to be up front, still leading this race, and he's going to look to pull away as these 3 behind him battle.
Absolutely, and there comes the 99. There's the 88 of Beast. Now those 3 are nose to tail. I'm sure Bowling has never lost a draft of the 26, but now he's got some help. He's got some reinforcements. People that have been riding and he's been competing with week in and week out ever since these guys took the initial green at Michigan when the season started. There goes the 26. There goes the 38. Is the 99. I see the 24. He ducked down under the white line on the backstretch, indicating that they're all going to be coming down pit road. So the gas tank's got to be pretty empty. Either that or these trucks are just getting wicked loose. 38 hard on the throttle, passing that 26. Will he come in too hot? I think that 38 might have just earned himself a black flag. If not, he is going to be very, very lucky. But it looks like he's got 4 other trucks right behind him. Bowling's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him.
Definitely. And while we're in the pit cycle right now, Pete, I think it might be a good time possibly to look at one of the partnerships that got named for several of us over the past few weeks with the link out there in chat. More Than a Cape, definitely go support those guys right there with that whole story. Go visit the website. Make sure to look them up. Make sure to go that you can donate to the cause there with the foundation that's there. And be sure to also check out their shop. A lot of great shirts. I know Terry can attest to that as he's out there in chat as well.
Absolutely. I got you, Swats. Give me 1 second, buddy. Let's see. Got to get through. All right, Swats. There you go, bud. All right, we are we're back at it. Let's see. Cowboy says he's running good, and the 3 trucks lag took out the 19. Cowboy, it's very possible, but there was also a bit of a lag that knocked the 20 out of the race as well. Not quite sure if you got if y'all caught that at the same time, but the 20 was in front of the 24. All of a sudden, the 20 lagged back, hit the 24, and then he was off the track. So that it might have been a lobby thing right there, but looks like expert looks like those that have gone down pit road are coming back out. And we've lost a few cars.
Yeah, and that's definitely unfortunate. A lot of fast guys. Cowboy, Ironman, who was our stage 1 winner, Spoiled Milk as well. I thought he could have been in contention to possibly be a truck that could win this race. But a lot of fast guys are out of this one right now, and we still have a lot of guys who are still in contention. As right now, the 26 is trying to chase down TGM Beast, I believe, for the lead.
Yeah, TGM Beast out there in front. A whole lot of clean air on the front of that 88. Mataronet, or again, Yeti. I don't know why I try to pronounce his first name. He just told me to call him Yeti. You may know him or recognize that gamer tag from the eSpark series. It's something that Vols fan will be talking about over on your podcast, I believe, here very, very soon, at least a mention of eSpark. But definitely want to stay tuned. What is that, Friday afternoons, about 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Y'all talk about everything from wrestling to football to NASCAR and a whole lot of stuff in between. You had a couple of great guests last week. I think their names were Chrissy and Deb, if I'm not mistaken, from their podcast.
That is correct.
Yeah, that whole conversation seemed absolutely natural. Whole lot of laughing, whole lot of information got shared. And I told Vols this, and I'll tell you too. When Vols asked them what change would they make to NASCAR that would either be good for the sport or bad for the sport, one thing that came to my mind was something that my father always complained about, that there wasn't enough diversity in NASCAR as far as the manufacturers. You know, Chevy obviously now with the front end clip looks like a Chevy. Ford looks like a Ford. Toyota looks like a Toyota, but it's not the actual car. It's literally just the front end clip for that manufacturer, but there's no actual Toyota chassis, Ford chassis, or Chevy chassis. It's all what NASCAR approves to be put on the track.
Definitely, that might be something you need to pitch, Pete. Definitely love your expertise. You've made a few appearances on the show as well, so of course happy to have the promotion and happy to have you on board as a partner. Terry has been working extremely hard. I want to give a shout out to him on getting us a lot of great guests going forward as well. So once those get confirmed, we'll be passing those out. So keep an eye out, and yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun one. Still building and still loving what we can learn from the podcast game that we're in now, and it's a lot of fun, definitely.
Yep. Bill's legend out there ran a few laps with him over on the iRacing side when the Dallara F1 cars, I guess you can call them, took to Talladega Super Speedway, ran race with him, and then also ran one with Shad and spotted one with Bills. I think he came home to like P7 or P8 finish. Good job by him. But he's out here right now in chat supporting the 88 of TGM Beast, also part of that hashtag JPA Militia. He's just corrected me, of course. Why wouldn't he? He finished 6th. Not 7th, not 8th, but 6th. So, yeah, good job by him. Yeah, Beast continuing to lead, and next time the 99 of Shad comes across the start stripe, we'll go ahead and grab another lap count and see where we stand here in the final stage. Looks like double threes in the air, 33 to go.
How's it going, Repeat? How's it going, Expert?
Swats!
Hey, what's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, the admin for the NNR Truck Series, old Swats, unfortunately wasn't able to get it going. You know, Cowboy mentioned that the heat servers are dying. Something was going on with Swats. Wasn't able to get into the race. Every time he started up the game, it made his Xbox reboot. So, Swats, welcome to the booth, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. A little irritated because this is the track that I am really confident at. It's a track that I finished at second last year. So I was looking forward to it racing again. It was the first race of the season this season, and I got wrecked out of it twice. So I wound up finishing, I think, 12th, but I got wrecked twice and had damage in the third stage that I couldn't get fixed in time. So I was looking forward to this race, but the good old heat servers, I don't know what it was. Every single time I started the game, it would shut the Xbox off and do a hard reboot every single time. I don't know what was going on. I finally did get it going, and I'm able to watch the race from your invite that you sent me, but I don't know what was going on at the time, but I see we've got a few guys that lagged out of the race or dropped out of the race. So
yeah,
doesn't look good.
Yeah, the 20. He was in front of the 24. He shot forward, shot back, and then just landed on the hood of the 24 Krabby Soup. And then next thing you know, he disappeared. So I think something happened with him, the 19, as well as one other right about the same time, where at least it seemed the next time I cycled through and saw who was still on the track and who was on pit road. But before I switched everything over to NNR Blue, talking about a little bit of iRacing and everything that's coming. Were you able to turn any laps at Michigan on iRacing, and then any laps? Obviously, you turned a whole bunch of laps here on Heat 5. What would you say are a couple of the biggest differences between the two?
Heat, I feel like you can put the car in places that you shouldn't be able to, as in real life. So on iRacing, it's more realistic. It's more towards real style of driving, and that's why a lot of the professional guys use iRacing, because it's more comparable to how they actually drive the tracks in real life and stuff like that. So on Heat, it feels like you can put it into the corner and it doesn't want to slide around unless you're on a very high stable bar with, low wedge. You shouldn't get loose too much here. I know my setup that I have here is the one that we had from the tournament with Rose and them. So that should have been a really good setup, and it was really good in the first race. Like I just said, I got wrecked out twice by new guys at the time when we started the season, because we started at Michigan instead of starting at Daytona. But iRacing, you got to be a little bit easier, as you found out on Monday when we did the practice. You got to really baby it for the first couple laps to get those tires a little bit scrubbed off. You can be ballsy and you can really throw it in there, but it's hard to hold. So it's definitely different, 100%.
Yeah, and to your point about the pros, the real NASCAR drivers using that service to get practice in. I've raced against the likes of Hermie Sadler, Elliott Sadler, Dakota Earnhardt, which is Dale Jr.'s niece, and a couple others. So you can absolutely. In fact, I think somebody was racing against Ty Majeski in the Daytona Road Course race, if I'm not mistaken. I might be saying the wrong name, but it was somebody of that.
Yeah.
Ty Gibbs. There you go. Ty Gibbs at a the Daytona road course. So yeah, you can.
It was Cadillac this afternoon. He was racing against Ty Gibbs, and he smoked the field by a
yeah,
lot. So
yeah. I think he had. I think he said he had up to like 4th place a lap down.
Yeah, it was pretty comical to watch. Just a kid you see, in ARCA last year, and now he's in trucks this year. It's Joe Gibbs' grandson, and he's already come this far. And you see him on iRacing, and it proves that he's that good. So I look forward to seeing him in the future. One of my possibilities or opinions, I think, is if Denny ever actually does retire and become a full-time owner with Michael Jordan's new group and him, I feel like Ty would be somebody to take over the 11, possibly the 18 if Kyle would ever retire, but I don't see him retiring for a little while. Same with Martin Truex. So bringing in the fresh blood, Ty Gibbs going to his grandfather's team would be pretty cool.
I mean, look at the other Childresses. They did it. Ty and Austin running for their grandfather, Richard Childress. Why not have a Gibbs grandson in one of his rides? Can you imagine though the kind of equipment he must have, whether it's at Gibbs complex or if it's at his own house? Can you imagine the kind of sim rig that he must have to be able to get on the iRacing? Oh, a little bit of contact there as I was actually just riding with the 99. Your brother is able to save it, got a little bit of damage on that hood. 98 of Pop Bear is going to be able to get on by him. And I believe, Expert, we got about 30 to go. We're talking about all these different things between heat and iRacing. And I tell you what, and I told everybody else out here, really the only times I turn this Xbox on anymore is for league nights. And over the next 12 weeks, you can bet that every night this Xbox is going to be turned on between NNR iRacing, NNR here on Xbox, turned down for what? Shadows Racing League. It's going to be very, very busy.
Definitely, and it's going to be a lot of fun as well. Of course, the action you see here is just going to get multiplied, as we also have the NNR Xfinity and Cup Series that I'm going to be joining you for. It's going to be a fun rest of the season, even at this point as well. And then, of course, like you mentioned, Shadow Racing League, which I'll be racing in there, as well as all the fun we have with these guys, the multiple leagues that you commentate as well. It's going to be a lot of fun for the rest of the year, especially with the transition to iRacing being so big for our community at this time.
Absolutely. Swats, if you're still watching, just the contact between the 26 and the 24 as they were going down pit road, if that was something over on the iRacing side, that would have absolutely just totaled out those trucks. Now, when you pit on iRacing, you've got full control of your car all the way into stopping on the board and exiting pits. Not so much on heat, but they still seem to run each other over, and all this lag damage with all this lag damage, these guys got to be happy that it doesn't affect the way their cars handle like it does over on iRacing.
Yeah, I was watching Cadillac whenever we were just talking, and I saw the contact with him and Chevy. I'm not sure. He's got a lot of damage on the right side, so I'm not sure if he clipped the wall and it shot him to the left, and that's what caused him to bang into Chevy, or if he was going to plan to pit at that time. Didn't realize Chevy was underneath him. But it definitely looked like some good contact. But he doesn't have any damage on the left side, but he has damage on the right side, and he hit Chevy on his left side. So not really sure how that happens unless he hit the wall. But he is in the pits now. So if that contact would have happened on iRacing, the door slam back and forth there on the backstretch, both of them would have been spinning across the backstretch on iRacing. It would not have happened just like it just did.
Yeah, and they both would have been in the pits for several minutes, if not tens of minutes, to get that damage repaired. And by that time, when you're 2, 3, 4, 5 laps down, depending on where you're at, possibly more, you're really just out there trying to save, hoping that there's still enough laps for you to make up on something. And somebody else has some problems ahead of you, so maybe you can make up that extra spot or two, get that little extra in I rating or safety rating, and kind of get going with whatever your plans are.
Yeah, the perk on iRacing is if you have a fast repair, it fixes the truck completely, essentially.
Yep.
But even then, if you sit in the pits and you do the repair time, a lot of times, even the small bit of damage, you'll lose power in the engine. But on heat, it fixes everything right back to brand new. So you definitely have to be a little more cautious and a little more worrying about the how many fast repairs you have left and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and you talked about, you know, how we all found Auto Club to be super slick going into or coming off of the corners on the first couple of laps. And you're 100% right. You know, Darrell Waltrip used to say at some tracks, mostly road courses, that you have to drive like there's an egg under the pedal. You'll be very, very soft with it. Get back into the gas gradually. Don't just smash that pedal, break the egg, and, you know, have some issues. You've got to get back into it gently. And I said that to a couple people last night as they came flashing on by. Yeah, you go on up, go ahead and use your stuff, do what you got to do. I'll see you in about 10 laps. And that's actually the way that it worked out. I think I started like 17th, and when that one early caution came out at about lap 40 maybe? No, 25 or 26. I had worked my way up to 7th just by taking care of the tires, which is something that they really don't have to do here.
Yeah, I was actually one of those guys that passed you on the outside. I was using the Highline, which the Highline's not bad with the fresh tires. It doesn't get slippery, but if you move down even one lane to the middle lane instead of running the bottom, it gets loose on the back. So if you stay really high against the wall, it's not too bad. And you can make up a few spots and you can be fast, but if you dip below that first, I don't know, whatever you call it, the groove in the crack or the seam,
Yep.
if you dip below that first seam from the high line and into that middle lane, it will get loose on the back end. So other than that, you got to baby it if you want to ride the bottom or the middle the first couple laps.
Yeah, talking about another one of these guys out here. Look at Cowboy. I mean, the man has been instrumental in getting the iRacing series. I know you were a big push to getting that series up and running when we took that break between last season and this. The man just dropped 500 bits out there, 300 at first, and then another 200. They're saying I'm the iRacing GOAT. Swats, I'm pretty sure we both know that ain't true. I might be able to broadcast a race with some of the best out there, like in HD or a couple of these other guys. But man, no, I do my best to take care of my truck and make sure I'm as good in a position as possible when the race is all said and done. And last night, I think I finished in 11th last night, so I'm getting there. Not bad for not being behind the wheel for a couple years, though.
See, Pete, you're fighting the same thing that Vols was fighting a few weeks ago. He said that becoming a commentator, he was getting hit with hey, you're a commentator, not a driver anymore. You and him are both fighting that stereotype right now.
Yeah, you're right. But I won an ARCA race on iRacing the other day at Daytona, and I had probably one of the friendliest voices that I've heard in a long time. I had HD Motorsports in my ear, guiding me along, and I got not Folds of Honor, the other one. Swats, what's the other one? Not Folds of Honor. What was that? Hold on, I can pull it up right now. I've actually got it set as my backdrop. Wounded Warrior. That's who was that. The Wounded Warrior Chevy out on track came just ahead of a Coors Light number 13 and a Lionel number 3. And he was telling me, go high, go low, stay on, paint the butter, do what you got to do. And it was actually pretty cool to win a race with him in my ear after broadcasting side by side with HD for about 2 years in NNR. I truly miss the guy. I really do.
I don't know if you could hear all that, Pete.
What's that, buddy?
When you had said about Cowboy saying about you being racing and being a broadcaster, I was talking, but it looks like Discord shut off on me. And it looks like it did the same thing to Expert.
Yeah, that it did the same thing to Expert earlier. Absolutely. Vols, Vols, buddy, you are good, but man, nobody's got anything on HD. Nobody. HD taught me.
I can't say that, Pete.
HD taught me everything that I know. When I got my capture card and started getting up and getting going, he was there. He was like my beck and call boy, if you get my meaning. But yeah, HD's one hell of a guy. He's one hell of a broadcaster, one hell of a commentator, very artistic. 13 laps to go though here, guys. Man, this I'm trying to work my way back up to the front. I think it's still going to be. It's either going to be a cross between. No, it's actually going to be the 26. He's going to be that's leading this thing. Going to go ahead and find him right now. See exactly what he's got around in the rear view, in the windshield. A little bit of contact between these three right here. 24 of Krabby Soup, 99 of Shad, as well as one other. Not quite sure who's in the middle there, but yeah, they were just duking it out a little bit.
It's Beast and Papa Bear.
There you go, Beast and Papa Bear. Cowboy said
Krabby, Beast, Papa Bear, Bowling, then Shadowlack all in a fivesome, and then the 26 is about half a straightaway in front of them.
Cowboy probably nailed it right off the get-go. He says I'm a racer at heart, but broadcasting is my path. Yeah, I love broadcasting, and it's absolutely 100% fun. Cowboy dropping another 500 bits. Cowboy, thank you, buddy. Definitely looking forward to racing with you again on Friday night or sometime throughout the week over on the iRacing side. And I actually got the spot for Cowboy the other day, which was pretty cool. I got into a couple of issues early, but able to salvage a pretty good finish overall. Just saw the 26 duck on into pit road only for a second, so I'm guessing he just took enough fuel to make it to the end. No issue on tires, I would assume. Now, Swat, do you think that could have just taken the race from the 26 if he's going to be out there on older tires, not even taking right sides to try to help with the grip on what could be, the final 10 laps here?
It kind of depends. If he would have given us our running order that we really wanted,
yeah,
it would be nice. But if he was a lap ahead, didn't pit like everybody else did a little bit ago. If he was a lap ahead still as the leader and only took gas, it looks like he has a pretty good lead on Krabby. So if we only have 10 laps left, it could be close. If he's not the leader and it's Krabby, then he's almost a lap down. But I don't know if the rest of these guys have to pit. I see Garrett coming in now. I know the rest of them. I think Shad pitted at lap 30, and I don't think you can get 30 laps on the tank. So they may have to be saving or may have to do a stop and go as well.
Well, riding with the onboard from Shadowlack, your brother right now. He's sitting in 5th. TGM Beast and Bowling are ahead of him. And it looks like the 24 of Krabby Soup that you were just talking about. Here he is trying to woe that 24hooters.com Chevy to pit road speed. He's going to bring that down. I would imagine that he's going to do the same thing we saw the 26 do. Grab just enough fuel to get on up and get going. But again, are tires gonna come into play? How many times have we seen Bowling run down T-Glass or your brother or a couple others late in the run where he took 4 tires and they took none? They tried it just on the fuel that they needed to make it to the end, didn't worry about the Eagle Feel Goods that are going to help them make speed, and it bit them in the rear end later on.
Yeah, I think this is going to depend. These just passed Bowling and Not that it looked that easy, but it looked semi-easy, so I don't know if Bowling's saving. But I see Krabby coming out of the pits now, so I'm not sure if these guys are going to have to do a stop and go as well. Tires weren't really an issue here. Bowling just put it in the wall, so he might have just blown a tire. Not sure what happened there.
Right now, what I'm
really
looking
weren't an issue.
Right now, what I'm looking at is it looks like the 88 of Beast has already caught about a second into to gaining about almost 2 seconds now into Yeti's lead from what it once was. So right now he's clawing a little bit, but I'm not sure if he has the time to get up there.
Yeah, Bowling very, very slow. Looking around this truck, I don't see any tires down, but I definitely see a whole lot of damage. I would imagine with the amount of hood damage he's got on the front of that thing, Swats, he might have some engine or definitely a whole lot of aero damage as he brings it on down pit road. I don't even know if he got it woed up right there as Cowboy drops another grand into the chat. Cowboy, man, you are the... Talk about another GOAT. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, man. But looks like the 26 is actually still your leader, Swats.
Yeah, I think he only took gas and it put him out. If he was still a lap ahead of everybody from the pit cycle earlier, and if he only took gas and he came out half a track ahead of everybody, they're not really bringing him back into the fold here, so he may be able to stick this one out. I'm not sure what happened to Bowling there. He was coming off the corner and all of a sudden the truck just turned right, so it looked like he blew a tire, but he rolled it around until he got to the pits, so I'm not really sure.
Right now, Beast has rode it into an 8-second lead is all Yeti has, but right now, of course, approaching the 3 or 2 lap to go mark, he's going to need Yeti to blow a tire or something to happen for him to be able to catch that time.
Yeah, he might have only taken right sides. Which, if he took right sides, I'm surprised they're not catching him faster than they are. If he didn't take any tires, then I'm really surprised they're not catching him faster. But I don't know what anybody else did. It looked like Krabby might have taken rights with fuel, and it looked like Beast took rights with fuel.
Well, I tell you what, any way you cut it, right now the 26 of Yeti, he's got a little bit of help here from Garrett. Garrett's going to go ahead and duck down. That way he doesn't cause any kind of an effect, not really helping the leader or hindering him with any kind of draft as the 13 now goes high, leaving the line to the 26. And looking behind the 26, there is absolutely nobody there. As he gets to the start stripe, second place is just now coming off the corner. Next time your brother comes across the start stripe, I'll go ahead and grab a lap count. But right now it's going to be the 26, the 88 of TGMB's, 24 Krabby Soup, Shadowlack in that 99, 98 of Papa Bear. He's rounding out your top 5, and at the line we're talking 2 to go here, fellas.
Definitely, and right now looking on board with the 26. He's going to come around here on turns 3 and 4 here at Michigan, and it's been an impressive race so far. He's got 1 lap to go once he hits the starting stripe, and here we go. 1 lap to go here at Michigan for Yeti.
Yeah, one more to go for the guy. I tell you what, he's been pretty impressive. He's been in the top 5 just about the entire race. He's battled it out with the 99, with the 24, with the 38, with several other drivers. And when the dust cleared and everybody's made their pit stops, we all know how much the field gets spread out. Once that's all said and done, Swats, why don't you go ahead and take that 26 home? Be our guest, sir.
Well, he is coming off the corner. He doesn't sound like he's letting off at all, so he must have saved and got enough fuel. He had to have taken right side tires, but it's good to see a guy come into the league. I think this is his 4th race, 3rd race.
Yep, something like that, yeah.
So coming in with a win, Beast getting 2nd. I'm sure Cowboy would have been competing for 1st since he was up there before he lagged out, which is, I know it's got to be a bummer. But no, it's good to see the 26 get a win. It's good to see Beast up there, Shad, Bowling. I think that's 2 weeks in a row we've had a different winner besides Bowling, so
Yep,
maybe we can continue this trend.
Yep, it's going to end up being Yeti, Beast, Krabby Soup, Shadowlack, Papa Bear, Chevy, Garrett, Classic Stew, Bowling, and Iron Man to round out your top 10. Great job by all. Not too shabby. Good way to start this week here at Michigan with a new winner. So, talking about new winners, the NNR Xfinity Series that we'll see tomorrow night, they've got 10 different winners throughout their season. Could this be the start of a little bit of a streak for the NNR Truck Series? We'll have to see, but definitely big congratulations to the 26th Matt around it again, Yeti. It's going to be big win for him. A few stage points. Get ready as we get closer and closer to that 6-race postseason, as they're going to be battling it out for a championship. All right, we're going to take a quick little break. Y'all want to know how to follow NNR? Here you go, as we're going to bring in our top 3 after their cooldown lap. We'll be right back.
Hey NNR fans, don't miss any of the action by following or subscribing to Repeat's Twitch channel. Turn on notifications and you'll always know when the best preset league on Xbox hits the track. Check out his YouTube channel too to see all of NNR's past races. Follow No Name Racing as well as Repeat 1975 and others on Twitter, and you'll never miss any of the action.
All right, one more little example of how to follow NNRleague.com. Also on the bottom in the middle of your screen still, I haven't switched it over to the post-race screen yet. Go to NNR Sim League on Twitter. Make sure you follow. That's where all of the NNR information is, whether it's Xbox or iRacing related. That way you stay informed. Just waiting on our top 3 to work their way into the booth. Again, we'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, good job, man. Good job.
All right, guys, we are back. We got our top 3 in the booth. We're going to start off with the driver in the number 24, Hooters.com, Chevy Silverado. Krabby, I tell you what, I saw you pit. I saw you coming, saw you get past the 98, saw you get past the 99, and you were able to work your way up into P3 on some pretty good tires. Talk us through your strategy. When did you think that, or did you think at any point you might be able to stretch it, or did tire conservation or fuel conservation ever even become a factor?
Well, I played around with it on stage 1. I was going to try to save those 2 laps, and just try to coast through and just kind of experiment with that first stage. But it was a little bit of an accident on that last stage. I heard Beast say he grabbed 4. He pitted a little bit early and said that he was going to experiment. So I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll just grab 2. Well, I lowered my fuel, and I think I came in one of the last guys that came in that, at the end there. And I didn't change to 2 tires. I actually grabbed 4. But it worked itself out because I was just enough ahead when right before I pitted to kind of, be kind of close to pass Shad and maybe a couple other guys. But yeah, it was kind of a strategy, but an accident at the same time. So.
Well, man, it's definitely been a little bit since we got to talk to you. After all was said and done, Michigan, one of the toughest tracks. When you've got a big old pack either right ahead of you, or when you're in the middle, or when you're looking at the entire field, trying to figure out the moves you need to make to work your way through safely. Buddy, you brought it home P3. Congratulations, and we'll look forward to next week.
Hey, yeah, thanks, Pete, and big shout out to Swats for everything he does, and Coey, and the whole NNR process is just very cool. I almost missed this race. I had a job from hell hit me today, so I was kind of in panic mode. So I didn't qualify and started from the back. But yeah, as bad as the day I had, it actually brings a smile to my face to finish at least top 5. So again, thanks to you and everyone associated with NNR. Thank you.
Sometimes all we need is a good race to clear up a bad day. Absolutely.
That's right.
Thank
you, man.
You got it, sir.
All right.
And then we move on over to the 88 of Beast, Swats. You feel like talking to him, or are you not really at it right now?
I can talk to him.
All right, Beast, you get to talk to our series leader. Go for it.
Well, Beast, looks like you brought it home second again. You've had a few top 3s here. You've been kind of racking them off here the last 8 weeks or so. What was your secret for Michigan this week, and what happened with the pit stops in the third stage?
Well, I had a feeling I was going to have a fast truck going in. Regardless of series, Michigan's always one of my better tracks. It's one of my more preferred tracks to run at. Love that track, even though it's a 1 lane and it kind of sucks sometimes. I love it, but no, stage 3 there. I was running nose to tail with the 26. I was leading, and got a little bit too hard of a push going into 1 and clipped the apron, spun it. And I did end up saving it though, kept it off the wall, but completely burnt out the right rear and had to pit about 2 laps later. And then 4 tires just wasn't enough at the end.
Well, I agree. Michigan is also one of my favorite tracks. That's why I was a little bummed for missing tonight. I don't know what was going on with the heat servers. I noticed Pete had said about 3/4 of the way through the race, a couple of people started dropping out because of the servers. So, but like I said, for the last, I think 8 weeks or 7 weeks, you've been rolling off. You got your win, and then ever since then, really, you've just been hanging out in the top 3 every week for the majority here. What do you see coming the next, I think we have about 6 races left before the playoffs, so you're building your top 3 spot right now. Think you have any chance of catching Cadillac? I know Bowling's a little bit, way out there for anybody to catch, but think you have any chance of getting into second, or you're just going to start planning for the playoffs, or you're taking it 1 race at a time?
Well, I'd like to take it 1 race at a time, but looking at the points, the top 3, top 4, basically set in stone at this point. There's too much of a gap in between the 4 of us to really do much in terms of gaining or losing spots. But as for predictions and what I think will happen the next 6 weeks, expect to see the 88 in victory lane at some point.
We'll be hopefully racing with you the next several weeks, and I will do my best to not allow that, but I think you got the skill to be in the top 3, and I think you're one of the top guys we have in the truck series, so congratulations on the second place and another top 3.
Thanks, Watts.
Absolutely.
Any shout outs for anybody?
Yeah, shout out to J-Pop Militia. Always first. Shout out to Iron Man. It was the second race tonight. Sadly, it ended in a lag out, but congratulations to him on his first stage win tonight in stage 1. Really happy for him. Known him for a few years. He's a pretty nice guy. And then shout out to you, Pete, for broadcasting every week.
Appreciate
It's an
that.
enjoy to watch.
Appreciate that. Yeah, Swatch, you talked about these last 5 or 6 races. We're going from the 2 mile super quick Michigan International Speedway to short track next week of Bristol. Then we go to Iowa, Dover, Texas, and then wrapping it all up at the Lady in Black, Darlington, before we get to the playoffs. Yeah, talk about 5 very different tracks over the next 5 different weeks. It's going to be really interesting. But now we're going to go ahead and bring in our winner for tonight, driver of the 26. Man, I don't know if anybody had anything for Yeti in the long run, but Yeti, your first NNR win. You didn't have anybody right up your tailgate when it came time to grab the checkers. Walk us through your race, please.
I had a fast car in the beginning. I was making too much aggressive moves for the first few stages, which they were pretty good. I got a little bit in trouble with bowling for being too aggressive, which third stage I just chilled out until the final pit stop. But I do apologize to the 88 for giving that too much of a shove. It was hard for me to judge what was happening. When I went to let off in the entry of the corner. But the race was pretty good after that. I just took 2 tires, took 1 can, and then just rode around till the end of the race.
Yeah, we were actually with you when you took those 2 tires, and I mentioned during that commercial break, it seemed like you were on pit road for only 3 seconds, but you said that you were in there long enough to grab what you needed in fuel, grab a couple of right side tires, and get on back out. They seemed to hold serve for you. So I just told Swats the remaining 5 races. So we're going from a really, really fast Michigan to the fastest half mile in Bristol. It's not dirt, but yeah, we're gonna head on over to the high banks of Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum, Thunder Valley, whatever you want to call it. What are you looking forward to next week when we get the truck series rolling there?
I'm looking forward to the Highline at Bristol. I love riding up there. It's so much fun. And I'm predicting myself at least a top 5 that race. I'm not going to go too aggressive because it's a short track and don't like the exiting of 4 that much.
Yeah, that track can really be ultra slick depending on where you go on your presets. But man, congratulations, your first win on a track where you've really got to beat everybody else throughout the draft. And you were able to knock it out. I mentioned a couple times during the stream, a lot of people may know you from the eSpark series under the name of Yeti. Any shout outs for you, man?
Oh, shout outs to the whole NNR community and the whole eSpark community. They've really gotten me up to a different level than what I used to be.
There you go. Well, Swats, Michigan is in the book for the trucks. We've got 5 weeks to go before the playoffs. Going to Thunder Valley next week. It's definitely going to be interesting. Usually we see less cautions than we saw tonight. We had 2 or 3 kind of quick cautions outside of the stage breaks, but then it kind of evened out. Usually some people say, oh, it's Bristol, it's going to be caution-filled, where it actually ends up being just the opposite. Very, very few to no cautions when we make it to Bristol or Martinsville. If you're looking into that crystal ball you got there, buddy, what do you think for next week?
I'm not really sure. I'm hoping it's a low caution race. I think we've done a couple practice sessions there. We did a couple tryout races there, and it was very minimal for cautions, even for tryouts with new guys coming in and some of the more veteran NNR guys running with the new tryout people. We still had minimal cautions, so hopefully we can keep that down. I liked our streak that we usually have of 0 cautions, but I think tonight was a lot of server issues, which usually when I'm hosting we don't have any server issues, so I don't know. Bowling has really good internet. Cowboy has really good internet, so to see that Cowboy lagged out, something must have been going on with the servers.
Yeah, SWAT's also had a little bit of a spike, and I mentioned that's not very common for him either.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I'm not sure what was going on. I guess it's just a sign that I'm glad that Koei has listened to a few of us that were really, really pushing for iRacing, and we've all kind of migrated over there, and we're still doing the Xbox races, but maybe that'll draw a few more people over the further we go with this heat game and the servers getting worse. So, but I'm looking forward to Bristol. I like Bristol. I actually like, surprisingly, this is one of my nicer tracks that I think Heat really did a good job at developing for this game, where Heat 4, you could really only run the bottom or the top, and I feel like in Heat 5, you can run the top, middle, or bottom, and even put your tires on the apron if you need to. So it should be an interesting race. Hopefully we continue the trend of new drivers getting wins or something like that. So I look forward to it.
There we go. All right, Pop Bear, thank you very much for the 100 bits out there in chat. Absolutely appreciate you, and I couldn't agree with you more. Rock NASCAR absolutely rocks. Rock mentioned something a little bit earlier, saying, have a great evening, everyone. Got to go cover some more league races. Please check out the group page for all the league winners and champions tonight. I put that Facebook link down there in chat. Make sure you give it a like, give it a follow. Rock does the best job possible to make sure that group is maintained, and man, he does one hell of a job. As for me, guys, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow night, right around 8:30 Eastern, when the Xfinity guys take to the track. It's going to be one hell of a race then. You're not going to want to miss it. As always, please stay safe, stay healthy, wear your mask, stay away from those big old crowds. Let's kick coronavirus in its little old butt and get back to a track as soon as possible. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.